This article largely discusses presence of openly lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender and queer bishops in churches governed under episcopal polities. The existence of LGBTQ bishops in the Roman Catholic, Anglican, Lutheran, Methodist and other traditions is a matter of historical record, though never, until recently, were LGBTQ clergy and bishops ordained by any of the main Christian denominations. Homosexual activity was engaged in secretly. When it was made public, official response ranged from suspension of sacramental duties to licitization. The higher prominence given today to the presence of LGBTQ clergy, including bishops, in the life of the Church reflects broader issues, both socially and ecclesiologically, concerning issues of social tolerance and the relationship between social change and doctrinal development. The issue has attracted greater attention in recent years following the development of the gay rights movement, and the increasing discussion within some Christian churches over the inclusion of gay clergy in senior positions. It was customary in the past for individuals, whether clergy or not, to remain secretive about their sexual orientation and activity. This was mainly because there was generally low tolerance for homosexuality across society, and those caught faced severe criminal sanctions. Nor is it straightforward to identify individuals before the 19th century as homosexual or gay, in the modern sense of the word. Nevertheless, as far back as the 6th century, the Greek chronicler John Malalas wrote about Isaiah, Bishop of Rhodes, and Alexander, Bishop of Diospolis in Thracia, who had been punished by the prefect of Thrace for homosexual practices. Isaiah was tortured severely and exiled, while Alexander had his genitals amputated and was subsequently paraded around the city on a litter. As a result, the Emperor Justinian decreed that all caught for pederasty should have their genitals amputated. Many homosexual men were arrested in the wake of this, and died from their injuries. An atmosphere of fear followed. In the 11th century, Ralph, Archbishop of Tours in France, had his lover Jean installed as Bishop of Orleans in France. Neither Pope Urban II, nor his successor Paschal II took action to depose either man from the episcopacy. Baldric of Dole, Abbot of Burgale and subsequently Bishop of Dole and Britannia in France, wrote passionate letters to a man simply called Walter. If you wish to take up lodging with me, I will divide my heart and breast with you. I will share with you anything of mine that can be divided. If you command it, I will share my very soul. Several of the poems of Marbodius of Rennes, Bishop of Rennes in France, speak of handsome boys and homosexual desires, although stop short of consummating physical relationships. Poems, such as the one where he sent an urgent demand that his beloved return if he wished the speaker to remain faithful to him, have been interpreted to indicate that more than poetic invention was involved. After the Reformation in the Roman Catholic Church, public scandal touched upon the fondness of Cardinal Scipione Borghese for Cardinal Stefano Pignatelli. In the 16th century in Italy, Pope Julius III was rumored to have a romantic relationship with a teenage boy named Innocenzo. In the 18th century, notable examples of emotional and perhaps romantic relationships among bishops include Cardinal Henry Benedict Stuart and Giovanni Lercheri. In the Anglican Communion, John Whitgift, Archbishop of Canterbury in England, formed a close relationship with Andrew Purr while at university in Cambridge. Purr went on to live with Whitgift in his old age. Puritan satirists would later mock Whitgift as Purr's boy, who was willing to carry his cloak bag, thus suggesting that the two had enjoyed a homosexual relationship. William Laud, also Archbishop of Canterbury, managed homosexual leanings discreetly, but confided his erotic dreams about the Duke of Buckingham and others to a private diary. In the 19th century, Cardinal John Henry Newman remained close to Ambrose St. John and was attacked by contemporaries for his lack of masculinity. The two were buried in the same grave. John Atherton served from 1634 as Bishop of Waterford and Lismore in the Church of Ireland. In 1640, Atherton was accused of buggery with a man, John Child, his steward and tithe proctor. They were tried under a law that Atherton himself had helped to institute. They were both condemned to death, and Atherton was executed in Stephen's Green, Dublin. Reportedly, he confessed to the crime immediately before his execution, although he had proclaimed his innocence before that. It is in contemporary Anglicanism that the issue of homosexuality and its relationship to people in the episcopate has been confronted openly. Indeed, the first large mainstream church to ever consecrate an openly gay bishop who was not celibate has been the Episcopal Church in the Unit